How to Win Friends and Influence People is more than a classic about charm. It is a field manual for human connection, a handbook on how to gain genuine influence by first becoming genuinely human. Dale Carnegie did not promise tricks or manipulation. He promised results that grow from empathy, respect, self-discipline, and the decision to look at other people as whole worlds rather than obstacles. This summary turns the book's timeless ideas into a clear, motivational journey you can absorb in audio and practice the same day. If you want an audiobook that speaks to your ambitions and your heart, this is it. Let us walk through every core lesson and translate them into modern situations so you can hear exactly how to act, speak, and lead. The first shift is philosophical. Most people try to change others by pressure, by pointing out errors, by pushing their view harder. Carnegie invites you to change the angle completely. Influence begins when you stop trying to be interesting and start being interested. It begins when you ask what the other person wants, what they fear, what they hope for, and how your goals can align. Influence without empathy is noise. Influence with empathy becomes music. Part 1. Fundamental techniques in handling people. First, do not criticize, condemn, or complain. Criticism satisfies your ego and punishes theirs. It may force compliance for a moment, but it breeds resistance underneath. When you criticize, you put the other person in a corner where self-defense is automatic. The conversation stops being about the problem and becomes about saving face. Replace criticism with curiosity. Instead of "you did this wrong," try "help me understand your approach here. Walk me through your thinking so we can fix it together." When you create safety, truth appears. When truth appears, improvement becomes possible. Second, give honest and sincere appreciation. People bloom under appreciation. Not flattery, not sugar, but specific and sincere recognition. Tell your colleague, "I appreciate how you kept the client calm when the server crashed, and you proposed a plan within 5 minutes." That precision proves sincerity. The person feels seen, not managed. Appreciation is oxygen. When you give it, performance rises, goodwill compounds, and the door to influence opens. Third, arouse in the other person an ego want. People do not buy products, they buy outcomes. They do not follow leaders, they follow their own reasons for believing. To persuade, speak to their desires, and show how your idea serves them. If you need your team to adopt a new tool, show how it saves them. 20 minutes a day reduces after hours firefighting and makes releases smoother. If you want your child to study, connect it to their dream of building games or becoming a pilot. Influence accelerates when you translate your goals into their language of benefit. Part 2. 6 ways to make people like you. Become genuinely interested in other people. The rarest currency is attention without agenda. Ask questions that open stories. What led you to this field? What are you most proud of from last year? What is the biggest challenge you are solving right now? Then listen. People feel affection toward the ones who notice them. It is human gravity. Smile. A simple smile is the soundless welcome of your presence. It softens tension, lowers defenses, and communicates I am safe to talk to. Even on calls, people hear your face through your voice. Smiling warms your tone, improves your pace, and brings life to your words. Remember that a person's name is to that person the sweetest and most important sound in any language. Use names carefully and correctly. Confirm spelling, confirm pronunciation, and respect cultural nuance. When you remember and use someone's name, you communicate I value you as a person, not just a function. Be a good listener and encourage others to talk about themselves. Listening is not waiting to speak. It is active, curious, and reflective. Show you are listening by paraphrasing. So if I understand, the deadline pressure is not the date itself, but the missing inputs from design. That reflection proves you heard. It also prevents misunderstanding and builds trust quickly. Talk in terms of the other person's interests. If your client loves data, bring numbers. If your partner loves stories, bring examples. If your colleague loves efficiency, bring a plan. Customizing your message is not manipulation, it is respect. It says, I took the time to meet you where you are. Make the other person feel important and do it sincerely. Importance does not mean flattery. It means you honor their contribution, you invite their opinion, and you credit their impact. You might say your feedback shaped this direction, and we would not have hit the deadline without your push on the risks. When you make others feel important, they become important allies. Part 3. How to win people to your way of thinking. The best way to win an argument is to avoid it. Arguments produce winners on paper and losers in relationships. Even when you crush an argument, you often lose influence. Switch from debate to exploration. Say maybe we are both partly right. Can we list our assumptions and test them? Replace conflict with collaboration, and you preserve the relationship while discovering truth. Show respect for the other person's opinions. Never say you are wrong. That line blocks understanding. Instead, try, I may be seeing this differently. Walk me through how you arrived at that conclusion. When you honor their perspective, they are more willing to examine it. If you are wrong, admit it quickly and emphatically. Nothing disarms criticism like a proactive confession. You might say, I rushed this proposal and skipped 2 key constraints. That is on me. Here is how I will fix it. Accountability earns respect. People forgive mistakes, they do not forgive defensiveness. Begin in a friendly way. Warmth lowers walls. Start negotiations and difficult conversations with appreciation for the other person's time, effort, and goals. When friendship leads, fear recedes. Get the other person saying yes quickly. Establish early points of agreement. You could say, we both want this launch to succeed, and we both want the team rested by Friday. Now let us solve which scope to keep. Agreement momentum builds openness to compromise. Let the other person do most of the talking. The more they speak, the more they own the idea. Ask open questions and let silence work. People reveal their true concerns if you give them space. Let the other person feel the idea is theirs. Offer frameworks, not commands. Instead of here is the plan, try here are the constraints and outcomes we need. What plan would you propose? When the solution is theirs, commitment skyrockets. Try honestly to see things from the other person's point of view. Role reversal is a superpower. If you were the buyer, where would you worry? If you were the engineer, what would block you? This empathy unlocks arguments before they happen and reveals creative paths forward. Be sympathetic with the other person's ideas and desires. You can disagree and still validate feelings. Say it makes sense you are concerned about quality given what happened last quarter. Validation invites collaboration. Appeal to nobler motives. People are proud of their integrity and generosity. Frame requests in terms of service, improvement, and shared responsibility. For example, I know you want the customer to feel cared for. If we escalate now, we show them we stand by our work. Dramatize your ideas. Bring your point to life. Use a quick number, a short story, a live demo, or a simple sketch. When ideas are vivid, they stick. When they stick, they spread. Throw down a challenge. Many people do their best when they have a meaningful goal. Turn the work into a game with clear rules, visible progress, and a worthy prize like learning, pride, or recognition. Challenge energizes effort. Part 4. Be a leader without giving offense or arousing resentment. Begin with praise and honest appreciation. Feedback lands on the cushion of respect. Start by naming what is working. This sets a positive frame and proves you are not out to injure, but to improve. Call attention to people's mistakes indirectly. Use gentle signals. Ask, how do you feel about the result we shipped? What would you improve next time? Questions invite ownership and self-correction. Talk about your own mistakes before criticizing the other person. When you admit your errors, you make growth safe. You lower the power gap and create a climate of mutual learning. Ask questions instead of giving direct orders. Questions awaken thinking. How would you handle this customer? Which dependency is riskiest? What option protects quality and time? People execute better on plans they helped create. Let the other person save face. If you must correct publicly, protect dignity. Focus on the process, not the person. Use future-focused language. Next sprint, let us pair early on testing so surprises do not hit at the end. Guarding dignity preserves motivation. Praise the slightest improvement and every improvement. Frequent, specific reinforcement turns progress into a habit. You kept your update to 2 minutes and it made the stand-up smoother. Keep that. Small wins compound into excellence. Give the other person a fine reputation to live up to. Set a positive identity. You are the one who makes our docs clear and reliable. Can you lead this cleanup? People rise to the standard you name. Use encouragement. Make the fault seem easy to correct. Overwhelm paralyzes. Encouragement mobilizes. You are close. If we tighten test coverage on 2 modules, we will be green. Here is where to start. Make the other person happy to do the thing you suggest. Connect their action to pride, growth, belonging, or impact. When doing it feels like becoming who they want to be, they do it with energy. Putting the principles to work in modern life. In remote work, warmth must travel through the wire. Write messages that begin with appreciation, name people by name, and mirror their priorities. On video, arrive early, smile, and use their words in your summaries. In fast chats, your tone can be misunderstood. Choose yes and phrases instead of no but. For example, yes, we can keep quality high, and to do that within the deadline we need to drop feature B. Notice how the conjunction and reframes conflict into collaboration. In sales and client service, stop pitching and start diagnosing. Ask what success looks like in their world. Ask what would make this project a career win for them. Reflect their answers and design the path. You win the deal when the client hears their own dream in your plan. In leadership, your job is to create clarity, safety, and momentum. Clarity comes from framing the why, the outcomes, and the constraints. Safety comes from fair process listening and humble correction. Momentum comes from small, visible wins and a rhythm of praise plus challenge. If you do these three, your team will do the rest. In family and friendships, these principles are not tactics. They are tenderness. People you love do not want to be managed. They want to be known. Put the phone down. Ask about their day. Validate their feelings even if you disagree with their conclusions. Use names, smiles, memories, and inside jokes. Be quick to admit fault and quicker to forgive. Influence at home is not measured by obedience, but by trust, laughter, and the freedom to be honest. The psychology behind Carnegie's method. Validation lowers threat. When people feel judged, their brains protect status rather than explore truth. Curiosity, appreciation, and empathy lower the threat response and open learning pathways. Specific praise increases perceived control. When you recognize a behavior someone chose, they believe they can repeat it and improve it. Identity drives behavior. Give someone a positive identity, and they will work to stay consistent with it. Autonomy fuels commitment. Letting people talk, think, and choose their path multiplies buy-in. Micro scripts you can borrow today. Replace criticism with curiosity. Instead of that was a mistake. Try I might be missing something. Tell me how you approached this so we can improve the result. Replace defensiveness with accountability. You are right. I missed that dependency. Here is how I am fixing it now. Replace orders with questions. How would you prioritize these three? Which gives us the fastest path to a safe result. Replace vague praise with precise recognition. The way you summarized the risks helped us decide in 5 minutes. Thank you. Replace argument with alignment. We both want a stable launch and a happy client. Let us list options that satisfy both. Common traps and how to avoid them. Flattery without truth. People can smell it. If you cannot find something real to appreciate, look closer. There is always something specific, even if it is effort under pressure. Passive listening. Nodding is not listening. Synthesize, ask follow-ups, and check your understanding. Speed over safety. Rushing difficult conversations produces long delays later. Begin friendly, honor opinions, admit your own errors, and find early yes points before proposing changes. Public correction that humiliates. move the correction to private. In public, reinforce values and process. In private, address specifics with dignity. Turn the book into a daily habit. Begin each morning by selecting one principle to practice on purpose. Today I will praise the slightest improvement. Today I will avoid argument and explore assumptions. Today I will talk in terms of the other person's interests. Carry a small note or write it at the top of your to-do list. After each key interaction, reflect for 30 seconds. What did I appreciate? What did I learn? Where did I listen well? Where did I push, judge, or interrupt? This simple loop turns the book into muscle memory. Leadership playbook for tough moments. When you must deliver hard feedback, begin with real appreciation. Take responsibility for your part. Describe the impact without labels. Invite their view. Co-create the fix and give a hopeful reputation to live up to. When a meeting is stuck in debate, summarize agreements. Name the shared purpose. Set constraints. Assign a small experiment and celebrate quick learning over being right. When a relationship feels cold, invest attention. Ask about their goals, their pressures, and how success would feel to them. Look for ways to make them look good. Warmth returns when people feel safe and helped. Applying the principles to digital communication, emails and messages amplify tone. Use names. Begin with appreciation or alignment. Keep paragraphs short. Swap negative trigger words for neutral ones and invite response with a question. Before hitting send, read it once in the most cynical voice and remove anything that could sound dismissive. Your future self will thank you. Building a reputation you can be proud of Carnegie's deeper promise is not just that you will be liked or persuasive. It is that you will become the kind of person others are glad to know and proud to follow. A person who respects before they request. A person whose yes means yes and whose no is kind. A person who can admit fault quickly and praise others freely. This reputation is not a branding exercise. It is the quiet power that makes doors open, teams unite, and opportunities multiply. A brief tour through all principles to lock them in your memory. Do not criticize, condemn, or complain. Give honest and sincere appreciation. Arouse in the other person an eager want. Become genuinely interested in other people. Smile. Remember names. Be a good listener and encourage others to talk about themselves. Talk in terms of the other person's interests. Make others feel important, sincerely. Avoid arguments. Show respect for opinions and never say you are wrong. If wrong, admit it quickly and emphatically. Begin in a friendly way. Get yes early. Let the other person talk more. Let them feel the idea is theirs. See things from their point of view. Be sympathetic with wishes and ideas. Appeal to nobler motives. Dramatize ideas. Throw down a challenge. Begin feedback with praise. Call attention to mistakes indirectly. Admit your own mistakes first. Ask questions, do not give orders. Let people save face. Praise every improvement. Give a fine reputation to live up to. Use encouragement and make faults seem easy to correct. Make people happy to do what you suggest. You do not need to master all of them at once. Choose one today. Practice it until it feels natural. then add another. Progress, not perfection, is the game. The transformation will be visible. Your conversations will feel lighter. Your meetings will move faster. Your results will improve because the people creating those results feel respected and energized. A closing message to turn this into momentum. If these ideas have sparked something in you, act now while your motivation is alive. Pick one relationship to improve this week. Offer sincere appreciation. Ask a better question. Admit a mistake before being asked. Turn a demand into an invitation. Watch how the energy changes. You will feel the difference immediately because these principles honor the way people actually work on the inside. If you want more deep, practical summaries like this, narrated with heart and clarity, make sure you subscribe to this channel right now. Join a community that grows together in confidence, connection, and real influence. Hit subscribe, tap the bell, and share this with someone who needs a lift today. Your next conversation could change your career or your family. Let us make it count together.